Just like that, we are live once again on a Saturday this time, not a Friday. Um, but yeah,
On a slower paced Saturday, a more
hmm
organized Saturday, I should say, baby.
I
Because
would hope. I would hope.
shout out to whoever, I don't know what's going on with the fireworks, but okay, shout out to StreamYard for that. But shout out to the person who caught that live. What was that, last Friday? We tried to
hmm
review episode 7 of Chasing Orlando, and it just did not give, baby.
Terrible,
It didn't
terrible.
give what was supposed to have gave,
Yes, and I just
and
want to
I'm a little upset about
clarify.
that.
We were
Little
supposed.
upset
We
about
were
that.
trying to watch the episode with the audience, so we were trying to play it, but internet connection issues and the lag. We couldn't really hear what was going on, so it was just a mess. So,
A whole mess.
we might tread lightly on this episode. I'm gonna be a little less a little less critical because maybe what we done went through. Yes.
Facts.
Um, but
Facts.
yes,
But anyway, we're back on this Cold Ass
hmm
Saturday. Ken Carey, I'm
period.
Troy.
I'm Damon.
And yes, and we are back with another live review for you guys. Chasing
Indeed.
Orlando, season 2, episode 7 and 8 was going to be a double fifi for you guys, but
hmm
we just decided to review episode 8 and kind of
Yes.
give our general thoughts on episode 7 and kind of talk over, I guess, talking points or a couple of highlights that happened episode 7, excuse me.
hmm
Um, yes, baby, chasing motherfucking Orlando.
Indeed.
We are slowly approaching the end of the season. First of all, backtrack. Shout out to the people who are going to join us tonight. I cannot believe I forgot to include that in my intro. Shout out to the people who are going to watch this on the playback. Like,
hmm
comment, share, subscribe. We are still on our journey to 1,000 followers.
Yep.
Yes, chasing Orlando, baby. Like I said, we are slowly approaching the end of the season. Yan, how are you feeling about season 2 of Chasing Orlando so far? Like, how are you
Sorry, I'm
feeling?
just trying, still trying to get these notes up. Jeez.
Oh no, you
Okay.
good.
So season two of Chasing Orlando. Meh. Like, no shade. There have been some good moments, I will say. And some things that like I guess haven't really been talked about before, but it's okay. I'm not mad at it, but I'm also not really entertained that much. Um, I think we said, which I kind of no shade to Chasing Reality and the people that are associated with Chasing Orlando, but we are kind of just waiting for Chasing Atlanta to get here. Um, I don't know. It just seems like a stronger show, and they have a new cast, so I'm just excited to see like how they interact. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can tell a season is kind of poor when they're still talking about things that happened first episode and everybody else has kind of passed it and they're still bringing it up and it's like for what, it's like can we move on, um and yeah, I don't know, but I do think that there were some interesting moments and we do see more chasing. I do wish that like the this episode 7, episode 8 should have, in my opinion, should be episodes 1 and 2. Like that's the type of time we should be on. We should already be knowing about people, getting to know people. Again, I don't understand why it's like we get introduced to the drama and then we get to know these people. Like I feel like that's kind of backwards. We should be getting to know them and then as we get to know them, the drama starts to happen. We also talked about how a lot of the scenes are kind of where they're chasing are just backdrops for them to kind of talk about. You see my little boo boo in the background? Um, it's like peeking through, but we kind of talked about how like those are just kind of the chasing scenes are backdrops for the drama. It's like, oh
Mhm.
girl, let me show you this house, but we're gonna sit down and talk mostly about the drama.
Right,
Oh, I'm doing this
right.
performance, but we're gonna sit down and talk about it. Like it's like, okay, but I want to know more about the performance. I want to know more about the lashes. I want to know more about the things that y'all are chasing. When that just seems like a reason for y'all to meet up to talk about the drama, which to me is a poor use of the platform in my opinion. But yeah, that's stuff that we've talked about already. But how do you
I
feel?
agree. I agree. I feel like this season has kind of been hit or miss. Like there have been a couple of episodes that have been like really uh just good in terms of like being positive and storytelling and being about community. But like you said, the show tends to rely heavily on like drama. So we're episode 8, 8 episodes in, and like we still have cast members talking about the pool party, and it's
Right.
like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to hear about this fucking pool party. I don't.
Right.
It's just I know it's chasing, but it seems to be more chasing drama than actually like hustle and like I work. This is my job. This is what I do. This is what I'm like. This is how I brand myself, or this is how I want to brand myself. This is how I want to like make a stamp, I guess, in this goddamn industry. But I guess if drama is like, you can't lead with drama, especially if the drama isn't fucking interesting.
I think you
I
can lead with
hate,
drama. I just feel like you said, it has to be interesting. It has
yeah,
to be, and it's just like this isn't enough.
and then a
But
lot
if
of
it was
shit happens
more,
off camera, so it's
that
like
too.
if you're gonna have a conversation about drama off camera, I feel like the cameras need to be rolling. Somebody needs to be mic, or
Yeah.
just keep that shit off camera. Don't mention anything that happened off camera because we as the audience don't really know. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like,
Right.
anywho, it's just a roller coaster ride for me. Overall, this season has been pretty positive. I feel like this season has been heavy on like um family and just support and just kind of trying to build that community. Just around the little petty drama and bullshit that they have going on. But yeah, I feel like episode 8 was one of those episodes where it's I told Damon off camera, not me saying I'm off camera, but I'm bringing it up on camera, baby. So I'm telling you what the fuck I said on camera. So I feel like this episode, a lot of people were held to like the fire. A lot of people were being held accountable for like some of their fuck ups, which is like,
Hmm.
and then the people who were being held accountable were just like, you know what, I did fuck up. It was like, oh shit, like, how come we can't get more of this?
Maybe.
But I was like living for that. So just breakthrough in like certain characters or just certain family dynamics. It was interesting to see, or it was good to see this episode. So
We saw
hopefully we can kind of
accountability, but not full accountability. But we'll get
very true because there was a lot of deflecting that's also on my notes, but
to. Hmm.
yeah, very much. I did this, but and it's like, no, bitch. If you're gonna apologize, it should never be a but. Just, I fucked up. I'm sorry. How can we move forward? I hate a
Right.
backhanded bitch, and it's usually them Spanish bitches that be out of pocket like that. But we're gonna
There
talk
you
about that
go.
later.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry.
We'll never get Bad Bunny on the show with that
I'm just saying.
Um, but yes, episode 8 of season 2 of Chasing Orlando. Sorry if my energy is kind of low. I'm not feeling the best, but mustering through. Um, the reveal. The reveal. I was wondering what the reveal was, but we figured that out. Shout out to Fabio. Um, but yeah, so this scene opens, or do I guess did we give our thoughts on episode 7? Did you have anything episode 7 specifically you want to talk about, or
Kind of not really. Same thing as
no?
episode 8. Um,
Okay.
people get together, get drama. I did want to kind of briefly speak on, I guess, Rashida walking in a pageant
Hmm.
and the way the camera, I guess the way they were telling the story, and then the way when the story came back to Slim and Rashida in the store, she was like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So that whole goddamn scene was very fever dreamish. Like, is she literally
Fever dream.
reliving this? Like, is
It
she
was.
reliving this pageant in real time?
Fever.
Like,
Yeah. Cause it was like
she came. It was,
it was given
yeah.
like, and that's a Raven, like a movie.
That's what it was
It
giving.
was given that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see
it
what you
was.
mean.
Yeah. Also,
But
shout out to Slim for baby, Pineapple Health. Shout
yes,
out to
Pineapple
Pineapple Health,
Healthcare. How can I
baby.
help you? Yes, that's what's
Come
stuck in my head.
on, listen, it's giving Peter. Hey, LaRonda, I got 4 people on hold, but I can talk deep cut. But shout out to Pineapple Health, baby. They advertising. Literally, I feel like this is kind of like the highlight of Chasing Orlando for me. It's kind of
Hmm.
giving Auntie Imani. It's also kind of giving Chocolate Beauty. Shout out to my girl Chocolate Beauty. Now you know
Yes,
she funded the first season of Trust in LA. Anywho,
she sure did.
Pineapple Health,
And
baby. They
Koye.
you.
Body sculpting, baby. Body sculpting.
I'm
She's
gonna put you on
crazy.
timeout. I'm gonna put you on timeout. Anywho, Pineapple Health. Shout out to they're gonna ad
Mhm.
time. I love that they are like consistent and pushing like for people to know their health status and get
Mhm.
tested. They also
Yep.
funded or sponsored, I'm sorry, AO skating event, which I thought was like
Mhm.
super dope. So
Yep.
yeah, shout out to Pineapple Health. And hey, baby,
Cute.
episode
Cute.
7
Yes.
was, and the skate party was, it was cool. But yeah, shout out to Pineapple
You
Health,
said it was
baby.
fever dreamish. I'm screaming. Okay, well, we're gonna move on to episode 8 then. The reveal, as I've said. Shout out to the people who are gonna watch this in the playback and the people that are gonna come through for the live. Happy Saturday, everybody. But yeah, Cali Boy and Max meet up at a restaurant, I guess. Oh no, it was a 24/7 hookah shop, and I said, who the
Hmm.
hell needs who the hell needs hookah 24 hours at any point? Like now a drugstore, a hospital, maybe even a grocery store, but a 24/7 hookah is wild to me.
Ghetto shit.
Who wakes up at 3 in the morning like I want hookah right now?
Listen, you never know. You never know, baby.
I guess. But they meet up at this this hookah spot, and they just kind of chat about I guess what's been happening. They kind of talk about their relationship. Cali Boy is like he actually apologizes to Max, I guess, about the beef that they had first season, which I thought was cool because a lot of time has
Hmm.
passed since then, but he still felt the need to apologize. And kind of basically confirmed what we said. Like he felt like people were gonna come for him, so he had to jump the gun on that. Um, and yeah, I just want to say that I think Cali Boy has obviously done a 180. I think he, well, not a full 180, maybe not a full 180, maybe like a 260, maybe 260. Um, but he has
It's
his
that
ways,
tongue
and
ring
I think
energy, baby. It's
that
that
tongue
tongue
ring
ring.
energy, yes. But yeah, he apologizes to Max, which I thought was nice. They talk about the situation with Pablo, um, and he basically invites um Max to attend the skating party with him, AO skating party. So I was like, okay, like that can go really well or really badly. Thankfully, it didn't go too bad, but I don't know. I just feel like during this scene, Max kind of speaks on like his side of it, especially with just like him being upset with AO for kind of like spilling the beans on like I guess what he said to him about B Baby,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I just said that Max kind of lacks a lot of self awareness, and I feel like it kind of prevents him from being able to take accountability in his role in the drama, I guess, because every time, a couple people confront him on, his bullshit, but like he's always deflecting and he's always kind of thinking about himself and just like, well, this is, and I get it, you want to explain yourself, but it's like sometimes you really just have to look at what you did and be like, yeah, you're right, I fucked that up, and then that's just the end all be all. But I don't know. I mean, I'm glad that they were able to grow. Um, what did you think of the
Baby, I said Max in this damn suit in this confessional. Now, is he after my Lucky
scene? I knew you were
Charms,
gonna bring that up.
or is he about to call in Hit from Yonkers? Because that's what it was giving.
The hit
He's
from
it
Yonkers,
was
definitely,
it is okay.
definitely.
I was like, I knew I wasn't tripping, but I said if Max ain't gonna do nothing else, he's gonna moisturize the hell out of his face. Now I don't know
Yeah,
what aesthetic he's going for,
yeah.
but him, being Hispanic, of a lighter skin complexion, the lighting, all the grease, baby. It's
I
do
just
what
want
you
to
do,
take a
Max.
damn
I love that
towel
for
and
him.
just
I
make his
love
face
that for
just
him.
white,
No
cover it
shade.
with
I
a
could probably
towel.
take
Like
Max's face and literally armor off the inside of my entire vehicle. No shade.
probably,
It's
probably.
giving that baby.
That's what I
Remember
thought too.
Homeboy from making the band that used to roll with Diddy that had the really greasy lips? We didn't know if it was Carmax or if he just finished smacking on the bucket of chicken. It's giving
Yes,
that. Anywho,
yes.
um,
That suit
baby
was tight too.
production ping
I love a
pong.
tailored
The
suit, but it was tight. I'm
It
sorry.
was tight, and it was the hat for me. It was the hat for me. He should have had a
It was the
cane
hat.
because
You should have
that's
had the
what was
hat
giving
that
Godfather.
Marlo's mama had. That's what you should have
We gonna get to that, baby.
had.
We just gonna get into that look, baby. I'm living for Marlo's mama, but we gonna get to that. Uh, I said production ping pong the hell out of censoring Homeboy's face in the background. I was like,
Yes.
that white dude. I was like,
Mm,
that's somebody's sugar daddy on production. I'm
probably.
like, that's somebody's sugar
Probably.
daddy. That's probably why they burned that
I
face like
said
that. I ain't mad at that. I said, where's
this
Berlin
motion
at, baby?
tracking. What's going on?
Where's
Um,
Miss Berlin at? As the conversation continues, I realize both of these fools are wearing sunglasses at night, and you know what that means. It's just
yeah,
um
it
somebody
could mean a
I
couple
died
things.
it.
Choose
Um,
choose your choose the reason.
Let me backtrack because in the confessional, his confessional, Max said that Callie invited him out. And then when they get to the
Hmm.
hookah lounge and sit down, Max says, "Thank you for accepting my invite." So I was like, delusional? That's some Spanish bitches for you. Which is it, Max? Now, he either invited you out or you invited this man out. But don't be in the
Yeah.
confessional trying to spin shit, a narrative. Now, when you and Callie fall back out again, when
She's
you
in
fall
there.
out with Callie and his tongue ring, because it's given very much Oliver Twist, but you got to be careful how you say. So Max reached out to
Hmm.
Brian and said he was left on red, and I said I don't blame Brian because how
Hmm.
we supposed to be like brothers, best friends, and kind of spill my tea, and then be like, oh, I didn't.
That.
It'd be so like nonchalant about it. Like so when you said that Max lacks self awareness, this is kind of one of those instances or situations where you kind of hit like the nail on the head first. Like this is
Hmm.
your homeboy, so whatever
Um.
happened, whatever you saw happen, that should have went to the grave with you. But to send a
Right.
text message and then half-ass apologize, I don't know. I just can't. I wouldn't like Max because I feel like he's ambitious and like hardworking,
Hmm.
but him and that greasy face is just so two faced.
He's too immature for me. Like I need him to
Yeah,
grow up a little bit. And I mean, I get it. Like we're all works in progress. Shout out to Shed Pro that's in the building. Thank you for being here. Good to see you.
yes. Thanks for being here
Um,
in the
right
building.
now we're talking about the Max and Callie sit down, but yeah, I mean, I want to like Max too because I feel like to me, I feel the same way about Mark, where it's like you can see the potential, but it's like
Hmm.
they just make that left turn every time, and it's like, like you're gonna see, like if you like put that like the actions that you're doing right now, if you put them on somebody else, like I feel like they would be able to see it, but because it's them, it's like they're acting with no self awareness. But yeah, I also agree. Like I feel like I would have left him on red too. Like you say some shit like that to me, like I feel like you should have apologized in person. Like you probably could have been like, "Hey, can we meet up and talk?" and then apologize.
Right.
But yeah, I don't blame you, baby, especially since he's busy, caring for his dad and like living his life or whatever. Um, but yeah, I also said Max has potential. Max said something to me that always makes me laugh, because I've heard people say this before. But basically, he was talking about how um, I guess, going to the skating party, he's gonna keep his cool because he's an asset and he's a brand and he has to protect his brand. And I said, bitches that always want to talk about how they're a brand be the messiest bitches ever. Like it's always the bitches that be like, "Well, my brand and I'm an asset. I have to protect that." And it's like, bitch, you are the messiest bitch in this bitch. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Very much that.
what? Like, bitches that
Very
care
much
about
that.
their public persona or how people view them don't have to go on about their brand. They just act accordingly. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. But moving on to the next scene.
Delusional.
Um, that part. Um, so I might have skipped some scenes. I'm not sure. Just let me know if I did. But we get the scene. I'm sorry, because some shit I was just like, all right, whatever. Marlo, in Edenville, 'cause, that's her stomping ground. Meets up with her parents
Hmm.
at a park. They basically talk about just her upbringing, her being trans. I guess they kind of talk about how, like, growing up, I guess she was always very like well kept. I guess
Hmm.
like clothes were always, pressed and clean and all of that. And I guess they
Crease, that's
kind of
how mother
equate
called it.
creased, yes, which very southern twang to that creased. But but they kind of equate that to like her queerness, I guess, or maybe just like fix. Maybe that was like the starting point of them thinking that she was going to be different. And I just thought that was interesting because I just never thought that like being clean or being caring about your appearance necessarily means that you're gay or queer or different. But I guess that's just like a trope that people attach to like being masculine. It's not really caring about how clean you are or how, caring about your appearance, I guess. Um, but
When I first started this job, how many musty straight niggas did I tell you I encountered on this job? Baby, I will be coming in at what 10 o'clock at night.
mhm,
I will be punching out at 6 in the morning. They will be coming in at 6 in the morning. I'm leaving
mhm.
work. You coming into work? How you musty coming into work? So it's
Yo,
crazy
if
that
you must be coming into work, you about to have a time, cause you just
you
got
about to
here.
have a time for these next eight. You just got here. And deep cut. I think about a girl at that aquarium who was walking like her feet hurt. Baby girl, you just got
Yeah,
here, and
just
you
got
walking
here.
like your feet hurt.
And the
So yeah, like you said, you about to have a time. But it's crazy how straight people equate. Oh, like he's clean, he's straight cut, he must be gay, and it's like, oh, like you can talk about straight niggas and they're 3 in 1, and how some niggas don't scrub their cheeks because it's
yeah,
gay. Are you gay? No, but yeah, I can't tell you how many straight niggas I've come across, and it's like you need to go wash your ass, cause
mhm.
musty ain't it, homeboy.
It's
And
not.
if the
It's
pits
really
is
not.
raw, I can't imagine what the undercarriage is giving. I don't even want to imagine what the
Don't
undercarriage
oh,
is giving.
just brush
Anyway, I'm
that
sorry, Yan.
off
I'm
my face,
I'm
like,
sorry, Yan.
because I don't want to
Derailing.
have to smell that. But I said the mom is a key, definitely giving to be
Hmm.
movie realness, with this
Very much
this
that
tipped hat and
tit tat, baby.
this energy, I guess. But she seems supportive of Marlo.
Hmm.
Um, the dad, on the other hand, also I guess is coming to terms with who Marlo is, but the typical dad shit of,
Hmm.
this isn't who I expected you to be, and you know, of course you were still taken care of, even though you didn't, get certain things, you were still taken care of, which to some extent I get it, but to me, like, I think when it comes to parenthood, one thing that I always think of is the idea of you thinking that you're trying your best and you're doing your best, and that still might not be enough. Like, you still, I think, should expect your child. I don't think it should be a surprise that your child maybe wanted things that you couldn't give them. And I feel like sometimes people get like upset because it's like, well, I tried, and it's like, yeah, but parenthood is a hard job. Like, you can try your hardest and still it not be enough for the person. So,
Right.
um, I think that's one of those situations. I also think it's one of those situations where maybe he was trying to toughen Marlo up and like strengthen Marlo, either to make Marlo be the conventional, boy that he wanted, or, you know, if you're gonna be like this, you need to be prepared for people treating you poorly because you're queer or trans. So I don't think that that's
You,
a good thing. I'm just thinking
right.
maybe that's what the dad was trying to do.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
He went about it in a horrible, horrible way, but
yeah,
I could kind of get that. Like, there's definitely a different way to go about how to raise your child. You know, to be prepared for the world. But like you said,
right.
the mom was a key. Um, I like the scene mostly because like Marlo's mom kind of like kept the dad in check. I felt like
Hmm.
if the mom wasn't there, this probably would have been the scene would have been a little bit different. Even with like Marlo's mom being there, you can kind of see Marlo was like timid in the way like she addressed like her father or whatever. So like I like that the mom was like, no, like nigga, you did this and you said this. Cause he's like, oh, like when did that happen? When did I say this?
Yeah,
Deflecting, like nigga, you know when this happened, like,
that
and
was
you know
also
you said
something,
this, so
right. And not to cut you off, but that was something that was also in my notes. Like, it's just so interesting how, like, you can bring up a situation to somebody and they're like, I don't remember that. When did that happen? And then Marlo is literally like, we were driving to the McDonald's. It was Saturday, November 13th. Like, she was very specific. And it's like, it's just interesting how, like, with a child, it's like they remember shit. And it's like, you don't
mm-hmm,
think that they do, but they do.
mm-hmm.
And it's like very specific. So it's just interesting that she could literally remember what happened exactly. And he's like, well, oh, I don't remember.
It
Um,
kind of seems like her father's mindset is like, oh well, I said this, but you were taken care of, you were raised, you had clothes, you know,
right.
it's like that's cool, but
Mhm.
I guess he kind of raise them with fear. Like I guess Marlo's mom said, "I want you to like fear me," and it's like I
Yeah,
don't really understand like that dynamic, and I'm not like really judging that, but um, yeah, it's weird that he would be like, "Well, I said this, but I still provided for you," and it's like, no, that's meant this abuse, and
yeah,
I think it's abuse. Just because,
for
like,
sure.
nigga, I
Especially
didn't fucking ask to
verbally.
be here. Yeah, like, I
Yeah.
didn't fucking ask to be here. Like, if
And I think it's a
so
generational thing too. Cause I
yeah.
feel like you have like, cause the mom even said like, well, you raised them a certain way because you were raised a certain way.
Hmm.
And so I feel like, especially with the generational shift, as we progress and evolve as like a culture or a society or whatever, people worry less about their physical, you know, because some people didn't get fed. Some people didn't, have a roof over their head. Some people did
Hmm.
get physically harmed. And so I feel like as we shift, it's like, okay, well, maybe you were born and raised in that environment. Now you're raising your child and like you're verbally abusive to them, but you're like, well, at least I didn't, at least I didn't hit you. At least I fed you. At least I didn't neglect you. And it's like, yes, but that is the bare minimum.
Right.
Like, so it's like,
Very true. Shit.
yeah, it's like, nobody's perfect, but it's like you can't really get a pat on the back for that because that is something that, like you said, you were supposed to be doing as a parent.
Hmm.
And I think that opens up a bigger conversation about parenthood and the responsibility of a parent, because some people just have kids just to have them. Like, oh, I want a kid, or oh, I had this kid on mistake. And now it's like, okay, well, now you're here and I'm raising you. But it's like, no, this is a serious job. Like, this is somebody's life that you're having a heavy influence on. So I feel like sometimes people don't really think about the responsibility of that, and that's why I ain't got no kids.
That
like,
part.
like,
That part, baby. Kid
that's
free
why I
over
ain't got no kids.
here.
Um, Magic user, shout out to you. They said, "Am I tripping? Everyone keeps saying the mom was a key, but I thought she was displaying an extreme habit. Actually was ruining the serious tone of the moment." I do pick up what you're putting down, Magic user. Um, I don't think she ruined the serious tone of the moment. I think she was maybe trying to add some levity to the moment, just because I don't know if they would have been able to. I don't know if Marlo would have been as comfortable speaking on what she was speaking on if there wasn't that like lightness to it. I think if it was
Hmm.
just all heavy, I don't think it would have been. I don't think they would have been able to get like a conversation going. I think they both probably would have shut down. But she was kind of like jittery and like all over the place. I don't want to put no accusations on Marlo's mom, but um,
I do kind of feel like
you
the
know,
mom was able to say to the dad what Marlo couldn't say. So like you
yeah,
like she brought that light and kind of was able to kind of steer the direction in like a different kind of tone, but she also was able to be like, you know, my daughter can't say this to you or she's afraid to say this to you, but nigga, I'm not afraid of you. So I'm gonna definitely check you. And I absolutely love that for her. Even when the conversation continued and her mom was like her pronouns she her and if you one time is a mistake but if you do it repetitively if you do it repetition if you do it repetitively my
hmm
goodness you be an asshole so I
hmm
definitely can I love Marlo's mom baby she kept it real also key when she told Marlo like you could be whoever you want to be just don't fuck on my legacy out here I said
that's
damn
okay, daughter.
just
Okay,
don't
daughter.
stain my legacy I was like
On
I
the lecture shit.
For real.
I
Yes,
also
I was
said
living
Marlo
for
looks just like her mom.
Mhm.
Has like the skin tone, I guess, and like maybe body type of her dad, but um, definitely the face of the mom.
I'm sorry,
But
I'm
yeah,
also gonna take it there. Marlo's ponytail in this confessional or in this scene is it's so thin and it irritates me. I'm sorry.
you know
It's
what?
it's just it's so thin. Don't put me in timeout. But I'm sorry.
No,
I'm just it's the ponytail is
I
just
was
so
gonna
thin. I'm
say
sorry.
in my notes,
It's
like they are doing her so dirty in the confessionals. It's like the lighting, it's the makeup, and I feel like me personally, if I were producing this show, I feel like let's let's do like a mock. a mock interview for the confessionals, right? You see how you look. I'm gonna show you how you look, and then we can change. We can adapt and change from there. Because the lighting and the lighting isn't no shade. It's not the best for any of the people on this particular show. Um, but yeah, for Marlo specifically, it's terrible. The camera placement is bad. Um, her her makeup is just it's just not working. Um, but yeah, I didn't want to necessarily say that right now, but since you brought it up, I thought I would speak on it. But
Yeah.
I also said that the tough love that I guess the dad was trying to display, I feel like in part that's an excuse for the lack of emotional intelligence that the father has.
Very
Like
much that.
I
Thank
hear that a
you.
lot where people are like, "Well, I'm just
Yes.
trying to show you tough love," and it's like that's not always the best course of action. It's like sometimes you have to figure out why somebody is acting a certain, especially a child. You have to figure out why they're acting the way they're acting so that you can figure out like how to approach, the best way to approach, their behavior or whatever. Um, but yeah, I just feel like sometimes people just default to that because they're angry and they're frustrated and they're going through other shit, and so they're just like they lash out, and then it's like, well, I'm just, I love you, but I'm just trying to, give you some tough love, and it's like I don't think that that's always the case. Um, Magic User also said, will she Kim because Marlo said the mom is like a sister and she didn't say any of this when she was dealing with it, so it was just weird. Yeah, I think also people look at stuff in retrospect, like maybe even the mom didn't feel comfortable saying it at the time, but maybe now, because the mom is only 14 years older than Marlo. So who's to say when Marlo was a child and being talked to like this, uh, the mom felt comfortable. Also was wondering like if the mom is 14, I'd be doing the math. If the mom had her at 14, how old was the dad? Because the mom was like, I was young. She didn't say we was young. So I was like, like, how old is he
My
then?
goodness.
Like, I'm just saying, like, hey, I'm
It's a
just
good
saying.
point.
She
Because
brought it up,
sitting at the
so I'm
table, he was looking kind of grayed out. I was like, damn, he look
hmm
old. I mean, not look old, but he looks older than her mom. So
yeah. So I was just
I
like,
wonder if there is a age gap between
um,
the two, significant age gap.
yeah. And then he also said, then she went on to say the dad was feminine for being clean. I actually feel bad for Marlo, but I also do not think the scene should have been on TV. Really? I think it was fine. I don't think it was too bad. I think yeah, I mean I also didn't necessarily agree with the whole like feminine like you're I think she was kind of trying to throw it back in his face like, "Oh, you're not as masculine as you think you are," but again, equating being clean to being feminine, you know, questionable, I guess. Um but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to give them grace because they chose to be shown on this show and talk about a serious topic with their child. So I don't know. Sometimes some stuff I kind of let pass, but they also said, oh, I guess the I was asking about the age gap between Marlo's parents. That's a good question, but they should have handled it in therapy away from these places. Okay. I mean, Twan Dixon could have came through and counseled them. Get on it, Twan. Like,
Goodness.
um, but yeah, I feel like he could have spoke on that, maybe help them through it.
Baby, his tell all is gonna be out of this goddamn world. He constantly
Twan
like what
Dixon.
6 or 7? Yes, isn't he
Oh,
like a
okay.
therapist to like 4 or 5 of the goddamn see reality
I think
franchise cast?
so. Yeah, I think so. I don't
That's
know if
gotta be
they're
interesting.
actual therapists. I think he just sits down and has sessions with them when the show is
Okay,
filming. But I don't know. But yeah, I also said yeah, the lighting in the confessional is terrible. Um, so hopefully that changes in the future. But so then we go to the next scene. Max and his friend from work, Kiki. I said Max pretends to show Kiki a house that we know she is not interested in. Um, but yeah, he shows her this apartment. Um, of course, it's a backdrop for them to talk about what's been going on in the group and all of that. I said this was my favorite scene because finally somebody is pushing back and holding somebody else accountable on the show
Mhm.
without being super confrontational. Um, I feel like the way she did it was very like, I'm your friend, but like I gotta like, girl, like I gotta right is right and wrong is wrong. So they start to talk about the situation with I guess Max saying Pablo is wishy-washy. I guess he feels like when I'm when we're filming, you're always hitting me up, you're big bro, whatever, but like when we're not filming, I'm trying to hit you up and crickets. So, she posed a great question. Did you tell Pablo this? And Max is like, well, no, but and she's like, and then he like, I forgot what he said, but he kind of goes into something else, like some other an excuse essentially. But then like after she hears that, she's like, okay, but why didn't you tell him though? Like, why didn't you, So I feel like she was trying to hold him accountable again, I feel like I don't think Max is a bad person. I just feel like Max does things and then doesn't want to admit when he's wrong. He just kind of tries to find ways. He gets very defensive and he tries to find ways to like blame others. And it's just like,
Mhm.
I don't know, not a good trait for, a friend or anybody for that matter. But also just felt like Max just wanted to vent. I feel like he just wanted somebody that was just gonna nod and smile and like kind of like support him, but it's like no, sometimes you need to hear like you need somebody to be like that don't make no sense. Like
Mhm.
I don't think you were right in that situation. And I know some people they feel like well if you're my friend like you need to be on my side, and it's like it's not about sides, it's about right and wrong. Like if we're friends, obviously we're close, me and you. Like, I feel like if I do something wrong and I'm telling you about the situation, I feel like I would expect for you to be like, oh, well, I don't think you should have did that, or oh, like that might be the reason why that person responded to you that way. Like kind of like being like a second ear to be like, oh, you did this wrong, or not to necessarily tell me I'm wrong, but like give me your perspective, your real perspective, I guess.
Right.
So, um, but yeah, Mama's was the faces she was making. She was just like, "Girl, this is not tea. Like, um, this is not it." Um, and then of course they talk about the B baby situation, and he, basically just like, "Yeah, I did say that, but I said it I did mention that, the time I saw him do coke, allegedly, but you know." I was surprised, and I kind of came to them out of, I went to AO out of concern, and so she's like, "How you go to AO out of? You should have went to B baby if you were so concerned. Why would you go to somebody else about a situation that you're concerned about with somebody else? Like, to me, it just didn't make a lot of sense." And she called that out, and you could see the the funniest thing this whole episode was you could see the wheels turning in Max's head because it was like, oh, like somebody's actually holding me accountable for my actions. So it's like I'm trying to get out of it by giving you these runarounds, but it's like, like, ooh, you're right. And it's like
Shout out to
it
black
got to
women, baby. Shout out
and
to
it
black
got to a
women.
point where Max was like, well, bitch, whose side is you on? And she's like, well, I'm giving you my opinion. Like it's not about being on nobody's side. It's about in my opinion, it seems like you're wrong. I'm asking questions to get clarification, and you can't really answer those questions without looking like you in the wrong. So, um, what did you think of this scene? Stop putting
I
me on the
asked
spot.
myself, I would like to pose a question to my co-host and to the audience.
Mm.
I wonder if Max has a roster of dark skinned melanated people he keeps around so that he doesn't appear racist. Because this scene was real convenient, following him calling, Sam Marlowe was acting
Mm-hmm.
like a, anywho. I said, this is real convenient. His ex boyfriend is dark skinned.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Slim is dark skinned. beefing with Marlo, she's dark skinned. And now here come homegirl who ain't buying no goddamn apartment and she's dark skinned. Gorgeous gal, by the way. But yeah, shout
She
out
is
to
very
her for
pretty.
holding him to the fire. But I said this scene is real convenient. I wonder if Max has like a roster of just, hey, I need to get out of this scene. Like, you're melanated, come save me. That's what
I
it's
don't know if he
giving.
has a. I don't know if he has a
Get out type of
roster.
tea. And I don't like that. So
Not a get out type of
anywho.
team. Um,
Um
now he got them
Goddamn
pictures in
Max.
a shoebox, just going through the pictures and
My
hitting them on his notes.
goodness. I did say I
Um,
don't know if Max is naive or if he's just trying to play us for stupid. He
yeah.
told and well, in his confessional, he said that, he was concerned for B Baby. So he told Slim, but he wasn't expecting the rumor, I guess, to spiral into some high school type of situation. And I was like, Max,
Mhm.
what fucking show are you on? Like, how did you not think this was gonna snowball into, like, so like Kiki said, you should have just went straight to B Baby, and none of this would be happening right now. Like,
Exactly.
and it
And
was
that's
crazy.
where
This shit is happening, and it's not even making for good television. Because first of all, drug allegations are never funny. So like, you got caught up in this shit, and it's not like even entertaining. Like, if you was gonna be caught up in this shit, Max, no shade, you could have just fucked Slim. You could have just
you
had
could.
Slim,
That honestly would be
or
more
maybe
entertaining.
had Pablo, and then that would have been. I'm sorry that sex has to be, but like, I don't know, drug allegations and he say she say are never entertaining. So like, maybe
Mhm.
get some Cuddy out of it
Not that.
and spice it up, baby. I don't know.
I
Throw some
understand.
adobo and some Cajun seasoning up in this shit and crawfish boil this shit, baby.
Baby, I got my finger on the remove button, so tread lightly.
Well, okay, okay. I'm just saying, like, oh my bad,
Man,
but yeah, Max
uh,
is, I don't know, messy.
also a question and a question for the room, for the chat, and for you as well. Is coke that big of a deal? Now, listen, I've never done coke in my life. Never played with my nose, but I've been in environments where people were doing coke, and in my opinion, at my big age, maybe if I was like 22, 20, 21, 22, it would gag me, and I would be like, this motherfucker's wrong. But at my big age, I'm just like, okay, bitch, you doing a little coke? That's
Right,
your business. Like, what what does that have to do with me? And I don't know if it's a regional thing because I know sometimes the southern girls, they get weird about sex work and like all of that type of stuff too. But to me, it's like it's coke. Like he wasn't
right.
shooting up heroin in front of you, and it's like it's
That's
also interesting to me because B
not
Baby
funny.
is the most chill person
It
out of
is.
everybody on this show. So it's just like if he's doing coke, mind your fucking business and
Right,
leave him
mind
alone.
your
Because
fucking
clearly
business.
he, whatever he's doing, unless he has some sort of problem that we don't know about, whatever he's doing, he's minding his business and taking care of his father. You the one
Now,
that's
yeah,
crashing
if
out.
he very,
So
very much that. Now, if B Baby, did what he did and became like a Tasmanian devil, that would be
mhm,
reason for concern and maybe to go to the group. But if he
exactly.
vibing and partying, it's a party, motherfucker. Whatever Rick James said, just let that man be. But I don't get like I don't know. Max operates weird. He's like, oh, when drama comes my way, I get to the bag. I go do stuff that makes me happy. I go throw 10 layers of fucking oil of Olay on my goddamn face. I said, Max, that's your damn problem.
But see, that's what I'm
Goodness.
saying. Like, it's the lack of self awareness. It's like, because I'm looking at him in the scene and I'm like, the words that are coming out of your mouth literally do not match your actions. You talking about how you get to the
Right.
bag, but it's like, how many scenes have we really seen you promoting your business? Like, we've seen some
Hmm.
scenes, that's cool, but it's like, you're not that person, bro. You're not. Like, and
Hmm.
it's like, if you had some self awareness and took some accountability, you would be able to look and see, like, okay, maybe I am kind of messy. And you can either own that messiness or you can change. Like, but the whole
You know what it is? I'm sorry to cut you off.
you
And
good.
this is kind of just like my uh thought process right now. But I feel like Max might be where I feel like a lot of people are worked by Natalie Nunn and baddies. I get to the bag, I get to the bag, I get to the bag.
Hmm.
Everybody kind of wants to be a baddie and have like this baddie storyline.
It's a
But
generic
it's like,
personality type.
yeah, but it's like when the pressure and the smoke gets too hot, too much, it's like, oh, like I'm just gonna fall back because it's too much for me. It was like, no, girl, this is kind of what you wanted. You
Right.
kind of wanted a storyline. You kind of wanted to be involved in drama, and I don't know. You just kind of wanted to be in it, I guess. But now that people are like kind of questioning, yeah, are you genuine or not? And your friend Kiki's like, no, you were wrong for that. You're like, oh, I'm gonna take a back seat, and it's like, no, you were just kind of looking for this. Everybody wants to be a
Exactly.
baddie until the shit gets tough, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is like, I don't understand why people are acting like this. And it's like,
Right.
did you just
'Cause
say your homeboy did? You just literally told a group of your coworkers that. And then
he's
I'm
drugged.
so happy, like, shout out again to Kiki. I'm so tired of like my sisters, my black women, having to sit through the bullshit of these
Having
goddamn
to have
Spanish
comments
bitches.
of everybody. Everybody.
Listen, like, thinking for everybody, baby. Run Kiki her money, Max. Anyway,
Yes.
she hit the nail on the head when she said, like, you and Brian have a different dynamic than Brian and Pablo and Brian and Slim. So you going back and it's like, it's just so convoluted because you knew it was gonna get back to Brian, and the way they delivered it to Brian could have been way worse than how you gave them. So Max just doesn't think at his big age, and for him to be like so about the bag, it's just like you said, a lack of self awareness. It's just so
Also,
unfortunate.
she said something that like the another thing that she said that resonated with me was when Max went and told Ao whatever the situation he was feigning,
Hmm.
being concerned about B baby. You kind of when you tell other people shit instead of telling the person you should have told, you give that person the ability to manipulate, not even on purpose, but just manipulate whatever you said to them to that person any way they want. So it's like you kind of take away the ability to tell them how you really feel because maybe you did feel uncomfortable that he was doing coke, or maybe you do feel
Hmm.
like you want to see if he's okay. But like you telling Ao, and of course Ao is gonna tell somebody because you told somebody, so you can't be surprised he's
Right.
gonna tell somebody. You
Right.
kind of it's telephone now, so it's like you may not even said exactly what Ao said to him, but
Hmm.
you kind of forfeit that by telling Ao instead of telling B baby.
Right.
So I thought that that was a good point to make as well, and I feel like Max was he was taking accountability, like he was saying I'm wrong, but I don't think he was really thinking about the things that she was saying. I think he was too busy
Hmm.
on the defense, and I think he came into the situation thinking like, also no shade, I don't know how close of friends they are, cause like if y'all are truly friends, you know that this is the type of friend that's gonna hold you accountable. And to me, it seemed like he was kind of surprised that she was like actually poking holes in his story and telling him that he was wrong. So I'm just like, how close are y'all? No shade. I'm just wondering.
Mac. He said they go
Um,
way back, and then he said we met a few years ago. I was like, way back is not a few years ago, Max, but
way way back could be
delusional.
15 minutes for some people. Who knows? But I just want to say shout out to Spicy Original that's in the building. Thank you for being here once again.
You
Also, just gonna
remember.
read a couple comments from Magic User and Spicy Original. Magic User said, I knew that would be brought up as soon as he presented her." Um, oh wait, I might have went too far back. I'm not sure what he meant by that, but
If Max has a roster of melanated people that he
oh
calls to get him out of some
yeah,
bullshit. I'm telling you, people peep it.
yes,
Shout out to
yes,
you,
yes,
Max
yes.
user, Magic user.
Um,
Yes.
yeah. Spicy Original said Max beefs with every color under the rainbow. I don't think that's it. That's true. He did throw B Baby under the bus. Um, he did. He was friends with those Latina girls that he worked with. Um, oh girl that flipped that chair when she found out he quit. Damn girl, is it really that
Now,
serious?
I need to see what Max telling those ladies this this
Jesus.
group dynamic. I
I want to
wonder
get
how
their
that
take.
will go.
I need to get their take. Yes,
I wonder
I
how
need to
that
get their
will
take.
go.
And
I'm
no
sorry to
shade to
even
those
backtrack, but
little, yeah.
Max did
No shade
say
to those
Kiki
young
doesn't
ladies.
understand the group dynamic. I was like, she doesn't really need to understand the group dynamic to
She
know that you
don't.
fucked up.
Right.
What don't you
Right.
understand, Max? Like,
Because you telling her what happened. So it's like, am
right?
I missing
He
some?
like,
Am I missing some
hello.
context? Because you told me what happened. So I don't
Oh my
know.
goodness.
Also, before I keep highlighting comments, I just want to say real quick. I think what he meant by that was, I guess they kind of have this idea of brotherhood, and to me, like, no shade, but I just feel like if we didn't grow up together, you're not my brother. If we didn't grow up together, you're not my sister. We can be friends. It's okay to be friends with people. Like, y'all don't have to be family. Like, and I get it. People make family. Sometimes people don't grow up with family, so they have to make their family. But it's just like I feel like people be calling each other brother so quickly, and it's like y'all don't even really know each other like that, or y'all don't have the
Mhm.
closest that y'all think y'all have, and y'all run around calling each other brother. I don't know. I just don't understand that. Maybe because I grew up with siblings, so I actually have like those siblings to say this is my brother, this is my sister. But like when people say that, and it's like y'all only known each other for like a year or 2 years. It's like what y'all done gone through that y'all are siblings at this point. I don't get it. So usually when people say, "Oh, that's my brother," I'm like, I don't know. You know I don't know.
There I go. There I go, baby.
Um,
There you go.
Mesha user said, It is terrible, but apparently the group was already talking about it, and Max confirmed it. So I feel like it wasn't a big secret anyway. That's another thing that I do want to say. Like, it's not that he brought it up, but to me, just like if I'm talking about myself, y'all can talk about what y'all want to talk about. My experience with that situation is still gonna be my experience. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I saw him. Like, no, because that's my friend. Like, if that's my friend, like even if y'all are saying like, oh, he did drugs, again, to me personally, why does it really matter if he's doing drugs? If he's doing coke, that's his business. Like, I feel like as long as he isn't like causing the scene and it's like becoming like an issue, like I don't really get the issue. Like people do all types of shit. We all grown. It is what it is. Like you gonna be around people that may not do shit that you agree with, but it is what it is. But I do feel like yeah, he didn't bring it up, but at the same time, you didn't have to say anything. Like you confirming it is just kind of unnecessary because it's like, why are y'all talking about his drug shit anyway? Like, what does that have to do with y'all? We could be talking about chasing, but we talking about somebody that does drugs. I
My
don't know.
goodness.
Um, Spicy said if
That
somebody
part.
pulls out a bag mid convo, I would be shocked too. I don't know. I don't know. I just again never did it, but I've been around people that have done it, and to me, it's not that big of a deal. As long as you got your, as long as you not wilding out, that's your business. But again, different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Now, no shade.
Um,
How can you tell if it's not like somebody pull out a bag of coke? Can you like tell this? How can you differentiate it from Tina or crack or
I mean, I don't think you snort crack or Tina. I don't think. I don't think
they ain't
so.
started? They ain't started chat, baby. It's in the baggie. Now they just put out the baggie. I'm trying to figure out what's
Okay.
in the baggie. How do I know?
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
So no
Well.
shade. But if you snort it, cool. But if I see you
Mhm,
inject it, I'm not gonna tell your business. But I'm out of there. Like
mhm.
I probably, yeah, I'm just gonna distance myself. Um,
And to me, go
I
ahead.
might ask if you have like I don't know, cause somebody could be like, I don't have a problem, I'm not addicted, but I don't know. I've never been in that situation, so it's kind of hard for me to say what I would do. But
Yeah.
baby, a bag of coke, I feel like I wouldn't trip on a bag of coke. But if I see you take a spoon and you light it, baby,
Well, that's a
you
different story. That's a
know.
whole different story. That's
Yeah, there, you know.
yeah.
So, yeah,
To me,
Max
it's
is
two
dead
things
wrong for that
though. Yeah, but to me, it's two things. One, if this was a bitch that you didn't like, y'all could key about them being doing coke all day. But this is your brother, your
though.
Claremont twin. And then on top of that, y'all trying to feign like y'all are concerned about them. But if y'all were, y'all would have went to them already. Like you would have went to them. Like why are you going to other people instead of going to them about it? Now I can see if you went to them and they were like fuck off, or they were being weird about it, and you're like, okay, hey, I have this weird thing going on. Like I feel like they might be dependent on a drug. Like what is the point? Like is my question. If y'all are concerned, y'all think he's addicted. Like what's going on? That's
Right.
my question. Um. So yeah, I don't know. I said that last time no one would be surprised that he does that given the nightlife career, but that was taken like I was being shady and I'm normally serious. Um yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know personally, but I'm sure there are all types of people that do drugs. There are people that have 9 to 5s that do drugs. There are people that had nightlife that do drugs, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised anybody would be doing it.
I work
But
with a couple junkies. No
oh,
shade.
Jesus, that's a hard word. Hard J word. Jesus, there's such a. Every time I hear that word, I think of like black exploitation movies because that's what they be saying.
Listen, very, very much that. Listen,
Yeah,
baby.
shout out to Truck Turner. But anyway,
You ain't shit.
um, they
You
also
want you
said I
to-
haven't seen any of the friends talk about getting BBL help. I mean, Cola was high abuse potential. It does, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if y'all were worried about him, y'all would have like it like to me it just seems like they were keying on the fact that he was doing coke and you know they were just being shady about it. But then once they got caught, it was like, okay, well, we're actually worried about him, and it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not in any real way. But but yeah. Um, lastly, they said, no shade, but you can't catch me around anything after Laganja. See, that's the only thing I'm partaking in. But again, I've been around
that
some cool,
part.
and then I think maybe the people that I've been around, just from what I know of them, it's been oh not a special occasion type shit, but it's like, oh, like we went out one time, a person had it, they did it, and then we went on about that. It's not like every time I see them they doing it, or like when they do it they crash out. It's like they just did it and then they chilling and then that's it. I don't know. I know it has high
Okay,
abuse
so that's
potential.
ecstasy. Never mind. Oh, never mind. I was gonna
You
ask,
talking
like, when
about
they be in the club, do they
when
be in the
Joan popped
club?
that pill in the club? Joan from Girlfriends popped that pill.
She did pop that Jack a little pill in the club, baby. Thought she was taking a breath mint. Like, girl, why would you be popping a breath mint in the club? Like, don't take your simple ass home.
Very, very children. Um,
Goofy.
but yeah, this scene was funny. Um, but yeah, I'm glad she held him accountable and
Hmm.
she kind of made him look stupid a little bit. Because she was just poking holes through his story and just watching him be like, blah 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 blah. But anyway, um, we do get a short scene of Ao taking his daughter to school or daycare for the first time. I thought that was cute. I'm assuming he has full custody of his child now. I'm not sure how that works. He didn't really fully explain the situation. In the previous episode, he talked about how I guess uh I guess he didn't sign the birth certificate for his child. I guess the person that he had the child with was married and they signed the birth certificate. I don't know if this was an affair. I don't know if they were estranged. I don't know what happened. But we're getting little bits and pieces. And I unfortunately, I wish we just got the full understanding of what was going on. And I feel like it's one of those things where no shade, it's a poorly told story where it's just like we don't fully understand what's going on.
True.
And
Yes.
I'm not saying every little thing is our business, but like if you're gonna present this storyline, I think it would make sense if we knew what was going on.
True.
So,
Now, if I had to piece together Slim's kind of his backstory, what's going on, I
mhm.
feel like Slim. I feel like Slim might have impregnated a stud. Now, hear me out.
Okay, okay, okay,
Now, I feel like it's very low key. Now, Slim is very arrogant.
hmm
Very. I feel like if Slim had got no shade to the baby mama. I feel like if Slim had got a bad bitch pregnant, she definitely would have been on the show. We definitely would have seen them co-parenting on
okay.
the show, unless like you said, married, he don't want to get knocked off by a husband. But I'm
hmm
still with my theory. He might have got a stud pregnant. Oh, Stanley from Girlfriends, or
Still with a husband now?
Ooh, look, with the husband.
Hmm.
With the husband.
I was thinking she wasn't on the show because she just didn't want to be a part. He didn't want to rock the boat, similar to how Pablo's uh BM isn't on the show.
Okay, I can see that. I
Yeah.
wonder if which scenario, who has BD money? Pablo's baby mama or Slim's baby mama? Who has BD money?
I don't know. They both own businesses, but I don't know. AO was talking about the child support situation in the last episode, which I also want to say shout out to the friend, the promoter that he spoke with
Hmm.
last episode. We didn't really review it, but I enjoyed seeing their conversation, and the friend seemed to have a good grip on just like parenthood and taking care of
Hmm.
his children and things like that. So shout out to him. Um, he definitely seemed on top of it, and I
Yes.
appreciated that. But
I did
yeah,
say this scene was cute though. I love when
mhm,
black men are after fathers. Slim
yeah,
scene, Slim and Pablo seem like outstanding, like great fathers. So I thought this scene
right,
was cute. Again, I'm so happy I don't have kids because listen, I don't have the patience or energy to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and get anybody dressed to be at school. So
hmm,
shout out to all the parents that have the patience and the drive and the love for their children to do that, baby. I'm going to remain kidless forever. I don't want
same,
kids.
same. Yeah,
I do not want
best I'm gonna
kids.
be is maybe an uncle, possibly. I don't know. So
That part.
yeah.
That part.
Um, so we get a little short scene of Marlo at a brunch that I guess she coordinated. I said Marlo in his first lady fit. It was the unit and it was the gown for me. I said no shade, no shade to Marlo, and no shade to Marlo's grandmother, but you could tell that she was raised by her grandmother. Cause it's like, and then to me, it's just a stark difference. Cause sometimes you see her and it's like, okay, this is Fashion Nova, Shein, like you're dressing your age. And then there sometimes you see her and it's like,
The ball guns,
what?
yes, be giving auntie grandma baby.
Yeah, it's like this is
I
very
said this fit was giving doo
Newport,
wop.
TT Newport vibe. Like, it's like,
It's giving a Smoker's Lounge baby. Like
yeah,
she's on the stage with a Newport and a
hmm,
cup of whiskey in one hand. Yeah, she's
yeah,
about to Etta James
yeah,
it. Yeah, that's what it was
hmm,
giving. Shout
yeah,
out to Marlo. I did say
yeah,
Marlo is growing on me. I do enjoy watching like the work that she does in the community and her
hmm,
kind of trying to build herself up and to I guess becoming like the she said she wants to become like a councilwoman. So I absolutely love for her. So I like these things
right,
because it's kind of her showing like active. Don't drag me. Activism is that a word?
yeah, activism.
Okay, I'm a little tipsy. So I like to see her do like her work in the community or whatever, trying to trying
Hmm,
to build herself up so that she can become like a member of politician or become a councilwoman, whatever. Shout out to
right,
Marlo. I did say I would love to see her take more accountability for her actions. Now, kind of going back to the scene that we saw with her parents,
hmm,
excuse me, she mentioned that her father was like kind of tough on her, kind of hard on her. I was like, I get that, but you can't let like your upbringing kind of dictate like how you live present day. Like you can't
hmm,
kind of like lash out at people and then not really expect consequences. I guess what I'm trying to say is like the pool party that we did not fucking see where she lost her job. It's like homegirl,
hmm.
Max did not get you fired.
Yeah, yeah,
You
that was
lashed out at your job which you knew was a big no-no. You shouldn't.
right.
So I just want Marlo to take more accountability. I feel like if she learns accountability, I would just adore her and I would love her. She could definitely become the woman that she wants to be. She can be, but baby girl, like you have to woosah. Be like, yes, I fucked up. I cost myself this or I did this and this is what happened to me.
Hmm.
So yeah, once Marlo learns that, like I feel like she'll blossom. But yeah,
And not to
the
be
the
on my
scene in the dress. I'm sorry, the fit was sending me. I'm sorry, Ian. What
yeah.
was you saying?
No, you're good. I was gonna say not to be on my my redacted Kelly shit. But same girl, Max and Marlo, same girl.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
both that,
Yes.
and I feel like that's why they butt heads so much because they literally have the same approach to
Hmm.
things. Like, um, but yeah,
Very much that.
I 100%
Sherrod and
agree with you.
December.
Yeah, it's like she's blaming Ao and other people for bringing Max, but it's like if you had just held your composure,
Right.
you wouldn't have gotten fired. Like, I don't know. Um, but yeah. So last scene. Oh, not the last scene. Sorry. Um, B Baby's Blue Ball event. Um, basically, raising money for his dad who has prostate cancer. Um, everybody's wearing blue. Everybody looks good in their blue. They kind of sit down before the event really takes place. Um, and I just thought it was cool that they were all able to like come together and like uplift B Baby and kind of just like support him and I guess some other people have had family members that they have lost due to cancer, so they were kind of like basically just like empathizing with him and just kind of supporting him, which I really appreciated. It was a positive scene. Everybody seemed to put their shit aside to like really, you know, come together and just be positive for the dad. Um, he said the dad said, "I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna smoke any cigarettes." I'm a. The dad seemed kind of at peace with the situation. I don't know. Just from what he said, it just gave like, "I'm gonna smoke these cigarettes," style. And I'm like, okay. Well. But yeah, shout out to B Baby for just being, you know, uh, just a what can I say? Humble person, I guess. Because I feel like some people might be like, we butted heads throughout my life. Like, I'm not gonna support you because of our bad relationship. But it seems like he's taking on the responsibility, even though he and his dad don't have the best relationship.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I'm glad they put everything to the side. I did want to know what the dad thought of the performance because they kept cutting to him. They kept cutting to him, but obviously we didn't get any like words from him. But I'm just curious as to how his dad felt about the performance.
you know, B Baby was outside. Like his look is very stern, so he's enjoying you guys. No matter how hard he looks, he's probably reading them for filth.
He said he was
Watching this damn
reading them in
performances.
Spanish, baby. Like,
Oh my goodness. Yes, I thought this
dragging.
scene was kind of the highlight of the episode. Like,
Hmm.
it was cool. It was great to see everybody, like you said, put their differences aside and be able to be cordial for the benefit of Brian's father. Everybody looked like really good in their fucking blue. Like everybody showed up and it was a vibe. Like it was a really good vibe. Probably my favorite scene of episode. Just I love how selfless Brian is and kind of how everything that's going on with the group. He hasn't become like a victim. He hasn't become
Hmm.
self-absorbed or he hasn't become like I said, a victim. I feel like anybody else would have taken this and been like, "Oh my gosh, feel sorry for me, pity me or whatever." But I like that
Right.
his focus is on his family and his father. And
Right.
shout out to B Baby, my favorite of the season, aside from
Yeah.
Fabio. Shout out to Fabio.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yes.
I
Fabio
just
as
this
well.
scene was very nice, very very nice,
Um. Yeah, I agree.
very nice.
And I'm glad that um. Wow. I'm glad that B Baby and Mark were able to put their stuff to the side for Mark to perform and
Was
for
there
Mark to
something
perform.
anything to put to the side? Because that's that delusional shit that I'm talking about. He
Yeah.
said,
Well, I
"I'm
didn't.
happy that me and Brian was able to squash." I was like, "There was nothing to squash, eyebrows. Like, why
There
are you
wasn't, but
so?"
I'm glad that B Baby was able to whatever energy that Mark was trying to put out there.
Hmm.
I feel like B Baby didn't take the bait. I feel like he was
True.
just like,
Hmm.
I don't really like you. I don't really care for you like that. But like, we can still get money together. We can still collab. And I
We can
think
get
that
money together. You love, you love putting that on the. You love putting that out there.
getting money together, baby. All of a sudden.
You love
But
dropping that.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, that was the last episode. But yeah, we all know Mark was on some BS. Like, girl, what
He said he's used to
weird?
performing for a raunchy I was like, you performing at bathhouses? My goodness, what's going on?
I don't know. But
Margiela, baby,
but
out
yeah,
of
the
this.
performance was cool.
hmm
Music was okay. Not mad at it. It was
I
cool.
want to know where Marlo got that wig from, cause
I'm not sure.
anytime a woman has a wig above her shoulders, I'm like, okay, grandma,
It was definitely
like.
giving first lady vibes. Like,
Yes, I'm picking up the grandkids so we can go shopping today.
mhm, mhm,
Type. I
yeah.
don't, okay. Marlo is growing on me. The fit
Yeah.
is very
Her
dated.
style is interesting.
It is. Cause she'll have, like you said, she'll have in a tracksuit and she'll look like 27. She'll look like she's in
Yeah.
her 20s. Maybe she'll put on a dress or like a ball gown and
Yeah.
she'll get Vanna White in a heartbeat.
Girl.
And I kind of love
And some
that
kitten
for
ears.
her.
They be like, girl, not these kittens.
Oh
Like
man, Marlo is a key.
these quarter inchers, baby. Like, but you know what? Shout out to the dog.
Marlo is a key.
Um, but yeah, so then we get a scene of Fabio. Basically, I guess it's a child's birthday. At the end, we find out because there was a kid blowing out candles. But he's kind of in another room talking to his family, his mom, his three sisters, and brother. I guess just about the journey that he has taken on, just creating this EP. First, he apologized to them because I guess he's been kind of a dick to them. Just in the stress of like creating the album and or creating the EP and like just the stress of life and stuff. And he also just talks about his sexuality and like I guess how he felt like he had to be hyper masculine to make up for his sexuality, but now he knows that he can just be himself. Um, I just like him constantly talking about like his him accepting himself and how that affects his music and things like that. So I thought it was cool. What did you think of the scene?
Same. It's like an evolution of like Fabio. I
Hmm.
like how self-aware he is, and I like how open he is to kind of sharing like his backstory about him kind of finding himself and how comfortable. I guess the struggle of finding. God damn it. I'm gonna lay off this Bacardi and baby, this weed pen is kicking my ass. There's the kind of the struggle that he had to find to be comfortable in his skin. So I like hearing him talk about that. So like Fabio, um, aside from Pablo this season and a little bit of Slim has been like the most, and a little bit of Marlo. He's been the most relatable. His story
Okay.
and I like um, yeah, very relatable. But this thing was cute. I said big family baby. He said he apologized for being a dick baby. They was about to whoop his ass and he felt that heat. So
Yes.
he said, let
He
me
said it
come
was
correct,
silent. You saw
baby.
their faces. They was like,
Like, it was like,
all
side eye,
right, all right.
what you got to say? But yes,
Yeah.
I thought the scene was cute. Like I said, this season, not cute. The scene wasn't cute, but I enjoyed the scene. This season
Hmm.
seems to be like I keep saying it like heavy on like the heavy on family and heavy on like support. So like
Right.
the thing with Fabio, this scene I'm drunk as shit, and this is a live review. So I'm repeating myself.
Get it together.
So
Get
this
it
scene was
together.
like enjoyable. Like so, I just like to see Fabio with his family, because they
Hmm.
accept him, and so shout out to that.
Yeah. And then the sisters, I'm like,
Goodness.
are they triplets? Because they all had the same. Well, they had the mom,
Yes.
but they all literally looked like they had the same
Sisters
face.
on the
I was
couch
like,
look just
whoa.
like twins.
Yeah. Um,
Goodness.
but yeah, I thought it was a cute scene. And
Saint
then
Crow. Is that Jamaica, Virgin Islands?
I think it's like I don't think it's Jamaica. I think it's like maybe its own separate island. 'Cause there's like a bunch of little
Okay.
islands in the West Indies. Like it's a bunch
Okay.
of them.
Right.
So I don't know if that's its own island or if it's just a part of, like you said, Jamaica. I'm not sure. But feel free to let us know in
Yeah,
the
shout out
comments
to
below.
that.
Um,
Yes.
but Spicy Original said that everybody looked good. Um, period. I agree. They
They
did good in their
did.
white or in their blue. She also said St. Croix is U.S. Virgin Islands. Okay, period. Were they in St.
Okay, shout out
Croix
to that.
for College Hill or no?
I don't. No, but that season deserves a rewatch.
Yes,
Shout out to
for sure.
College Hill,
Yes.
Virgin
When
Islands,
I think of
baby.
Virgin, I definitely think of College Hill.
Okay, so
Um,
yeah, shout out to Fabio's family for being like supportive of his of who he is. I hate when people say like it's a lifestyle. My family supports my lifestyle. Like,
yeah,
homeboy,
yeah,
it's not a lifestyle. Like, you're
yeah,
gay, you're queer, but
yeah.
anywho, I like that his family supports who he is and his decision to, be another man. Like, especially because
Right.
the Islanders, baby, very homophobic. So yeah, shout out to Fabio's family. Shout out to
Um,
Fabio's family.
yes, 100%. And then we moved from there into the listening party. This was cute. I thought the song was good. We heard the song
Hmm.
before. Um, and shout out to the venue for, I guess they're not a queer venue, but they, of course, decided to um, host um, Fabio's listening party. I thought it was hilarious when he said he wasn't gonna do all that shit and perform. Y'all just gonna listen to the song. So he just pressed play.
Jeez.
Shout out to shout out to I was about to say the come up. Shout out to G Status. He just pressed play and
Jeez.
let it go. But um that was pretty much the end of the episode. I thought it ended on a positive note. Uh Fabio heavy episode I would say, which I appreciate.
Hmm.
Um I feel like he's kind of like the standout of the new people. Um he and Marlo I would say. Um but yeah, I thought it was a decent episode. Um kind of ready for Chicken Atlanta though. Unfortunately. Uh,
Well, maybe
for me to
next
try to,
episode they go to New Orleans for that red dress run. When we see Cali and
yes,
his tongue rings
I
spazzing.
want to see them
So
in New Orleans because that's gonna be interesting. Because New
I
Orleans,
didn't even know that they were taking, or let me say, I wasn't expecting them to take a trip, like a group trip this season.
me either.
So
Yeah,
New Orleans, that should be a good time for them. I hope that it's a good time for them.
right,
But,
right.
yeah, this episode was a good episode for me. I liked that it was like family heavy. If I
Hmm.
had to give it a letter grade, off the top of my head, I would say B.
Hmm.
Like I said, just because this episode was so supportive and kind of just full of love, and yeah, perfect episode of chasing like right before, well, I guess between like holiday season. So heavy on the family.
Yeah,
Um, John, if
I
you
agree.
could give this episode a letter grade, audience, excuse me, audience, also in the chat, let us know letter grade. How you guys feel
Yeah,
about this episode? Um, I said B.
I would also say
Yeah.
B maybe B
Okay.
minus. I feel like the drama, of course, is again regurgitated drama. Stuff that's not really that interesting to me, but I did like the scenes that we got where like they talk about parenthood, they talk about, you know, performing, they talk about like just different things. There is a lot of family stuff, which I appreciate. Um, that you just said C minus. I'm screaming.
My
Um,
goodness.
dang, tough critic. But no, that's understandable. Um, but yeah, it was okay. Okay episode. B minus. Um, but yeah, I'm ready to see what else they have in store for the rest of the season.
True. I'm ready for chasing Atlanta.
Yeah.
Honest.
So, um, but yeah, that's been our review. This has been Key and
Peace.
Carrie. Um, hopefully everybody enjoys their Saturday. Be safe. It's cold out there. Well, it's cold in Chicago. So, hopefully where
Cold in
you're at
Michigan,
is
baby.
warmer. But yeah, stay safe and yeah, hopefully everybody's enjoying the holiday season.
Yes. We'll be here next weekend with
Hmm.
another review for you guys. Chasing
Yeah.
Orlando episode 9.
Hmm.
I'm assuming 4 episodes after that, the season should be coming to a close. Yes, we'll be here next weekend. Everybody stay safe. Again, stay
Yeah.
warm. Can't carry. I am Troy.
I'm Damon.
We will see you guys in the next one. Stay
Peace.
safe, everybody. Have a great weekend. Boom.